why I couldn't drink without getting a bag. A lot of people don't understand this, so I'm just going to explain it. So I started drinking maybe when I was 13 years of age, and then I started using Coke when I was about 16, 17. Um, when I first had my first line, I knew I was going to love Coke. I knew I was always going to love it, and I knew I was going to have a problem with it from the very first time I touched it because I loved it, and I loved the way it made me feel. So fast forward then, obviously into my early 20s, every time I had a drink, I'd have to have a bag. And it became my way of life. Like it became the way that I drank. And I never not had a bag. And there were times when we'd go out for a meal and maybe I could, on a very odd occasion, have a glass of wine or whatever and then call it a night. But those were very few and far between. So lockdown happened. My using escalated. And then I was buying a bag before I'd even started drinking. So I was getting the bag in, making sure I had it plenty there, and then the sesh would continue and it would go on for days and days because I didn't have work, didn't have to get up for anything. Lockdown was really where I got to my worst. And for me now, I tried to go back to just drinking after 5 months, and the first thing I did was buy a bag. I know that I'm always going to have that mental connection with the bag, and because it creates coca-ethylene in your system, which is like a feeling that you get when you take the coke and the alcohol together. It's a euphoric feeling. When you drink on its own, it's just never enough. It's never going to be enough of a buzz for me. So I know I've passed my days of being able to drink without using. If you're at that point, guys, then the only answer is to stop drinking, because if you're thinking about a bag every time you have a drink and it's on your mind constantly, why torment yourself? Why put yourself through that? Like for me, I would rather not have a drink at all than have a drink and be sat there wanting a bag forever, you know? And it's a fine line as well, because it only takes a couple of drinks and then you give in anyway and call the dealer. So for me, I had to go no drink, and that meant no Coke. Um, I would say that they were a relationship that I had together with the Coke and the alcohol. So it wasn't strictly Coke, it wasn't strictly alcohol, but I would never do one without the other. But that's the reason I can't drink on its own, because of the relationship and the connection I've got with it. And it's so strong mentally that I'm never going to be able to put that to bed. So I just thought I'd explain, because a lot of people don't understand that. And if you are like me and every time you drink you're having a bag and it goes into a 3 day sesh and you don't know when to stop and you just want more and more Coke, you're on a downward spiral. You need to get out of that habit. And if you can't drink without using, you need to stop drinking. It's the only way.